It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. Welcome to the
Let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting Toronto Raptors. At shooting guard, Monte Ellis. At center, Tim Duncan. At power forward, Kenneth Fareed. At the other guard position, Eric Bledsoe. At the other forward position, Kevin Durant. The head coach of the visiting team is Dwayne Casey. At the power forward position, standing 6'11", number 21, Kevin Garnett. Starting at shooting guard, standing 6'5", number 8, Zach LaVine. The other forward position, standing 6'8", number 22, Rudy Gay. At the center position, standing 6'11", number 6, DeAndre Jordan. At the other guard position, at 6'0", number 3, Chris Paul. The head coach of your home team. The starting lineup for yours.
It's an Eastern Conference matchup as the Toronto Raptors come into town for this one. The Bulls happy to return to Chicago after the road trip. And, of course, Lance Stevens, even without him over the short term, they've really come together and are playing some pretty good basketball.
Well, Kevin, no question it's a risky deal to make because you can sometimes sour your fans when you do that. I mean, trading one of the most popular players on the team is always high risk, no matter what you get in return.
Yeah, but it's a trade that I'm sure a lot of fans will second guess. Clearly a bold move, but as a GM, these are the things that are supposed to happen. You're going to bring scrutiny, and you just have to wait and see how this plays out. You have to focus on the big picture and what's going to be best for your organization moving forward.
Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. We've got Durant. Duncan is out there with Kenneth Fareed. Then there's Bledsoe, and it's Ellis at shooting guard. Duncan with the block. And they're pushing it up. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, and then Durant with the jam.
Great hustle to turn the block shot into a fast break hoop. That's a big-time play. I tell you what, at this point in his career, it is safe to say, actually has been for a while, that Duncan might be one of the best power forwards ever. He is, clearly. 5 rings, 50-win seasons, his whole career. The complete package on the box.
Second chance shot, no good. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
They really impressed everybody with that comeback they had in the fourth quarter. I mean, it shocked the crowd.
I was stunned by that one, Clark. I mean, I did not see that coming. That fourth quarter performance could not have been any more different than what we saw in the first 3.
And Duncan, who briefly contemplated retiring after last season, showed in the playoffs, Greg, he is still very much at the top of his game.
Listen, Tim Duncan, for me, is the greatest power forward to ever play the game. Although Pop will tell you he's actually a center in the power forward's body. I mean, what a great matchup. How great was he, I should say, in the matchup against the Clippers last season. And throughout his career, he has been more consistent than a clock. I mean, it doesn't matter the year or who he's up against. This guy just finds a way to leave his mark on the game.
The Raptors have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. And Bledsoe, here we go. The shot's good from Fareed.
Wow, fires that bounce pass in there beautifully.
For Chicago, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Paul kicks to Levine. Lets it go from the baseline and nails it. Levine's got his first bucket of the night.
I mean, even he was surprised to be that open.
They get it back. Ellis wide open. That's good, and so Duncan with the assist.
He can be a weapon if he gets going early from long range.
Last outing for Toronto, they won that game against the Bucks in Milwaukee.
And really an emphatic win for them.
Just beautiful.
It's almost as if he's allergic to layups. I mean, this guy has got to throw it down at every opportunity.
You know his teammates love seeing him explode to the rim like that.
They most certainly do, guys. That gets everybody up off the bench, too.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. Here's Paul. Kevin Durant picking up that last basket. Garnett the screen. Paul with the ball. Now guarded by Bledsoe. And the wide-open shot from Paul. It's Chicago with another bucket.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A-game rolling tonight. And the Raptors have been talking about changing things up in the logo department for a while. Finally, we get a chance to see the new logo this season.
Bulls trail by 5. He kicks to Garnett. Back to Paul. Stolen by Bledsoe. And now in transition is Bledsoe. Here we go. And Fareed throws it down.
You have got to be kidding me.
Clark, talk about taking things into your own hands.
I tell you what, that's one of those plays where you want to get credit for not only the bucket, but also the assist. If you look at Chris Paul, you're looking at a guy who really is the standard bearer of point guards. I mean, he can pass, he can score, he plays great defense, he also competes. But what makes him the floor general that all others are measured against, really the instincts and leadership.
Chicago making a switch here. Chandler's checked in, and the Raptors also making a change. Televich is checked in.
Boy, the prettiest play in basketball to me. Executed to perfection.
I don't think you're going to get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop.
No doubt about it, unless you're the dunkie. Because if you're the dunker, it's great. I don't necessarily appreciate somebody slapping on the top of my head.
Well, you got to get out from under the hoop if you want to stay away, if you want to stay out of the poster.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. Going back to Chris Paul, if you could build a point guard from scratch, Clark, he might be the model.
Yeah, I tell you what, you could do much worse than him. That's for sure. One of the very best. 6 times he's led the NBA in steals. Just an incredible all-around player. One of the greatest team leaders, I think, in the history of the league as well.
Over the last 2 seasons, he's led the league in assists. You're right. And the Raptors making a change here. Cole's checked in.
Well, if you like offense, that's what you're getting here early on.
This has a little bit of playground feel to it, fellas. I mean, Forget about defending. Just outscore the other team. Let it fly.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
And here is Paul following Monte Ellis's three. Paul passes to Gay. 5 on the clock. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. Fast break, Toronto. Ellis can't get it to go.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And the jam by Rudy Gay.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish.
Here's Durant. Jordan with the rebound.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
Toronto's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. It's Durant with the drive, up and in on the layup. Durant's got 8 points.
His shooting has been outstanding here. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
Williams, he's checked in for Chicago. From deep, Ellis. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
That's a shot you've got to take if you're looking for the three-pointer. I mean, the defense is nowhere around.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Joe Ingles. That is his first foul of the game. JaVale McGee's checked in for the Bulls. Snatched away. Here's Caspi. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Raptors.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
And yes, sir, that one drops. Bulls trail by 4. Stolen by Ellis. Inside, stolen by McGee. To the paint. And Paul gets it to go in. Paul's got 8 points.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter. And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
For the 3, Chandler. And McGee kicks to Chandler. Feeds it to McGee. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Paul dishes to Levine. The three-pointer, no good. Toronto leading by 4. Cole, the pass to Teletovic. On the wing, Ellis. Here's Cole. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
And that one falls for Cole. Ty Lawson, he's checked in for Chris Paul. And both free throws good for Cole. And here are the Bulls now. They trail by 6. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad.
And they swept the season series against this group last season. Pretty impressive stuff.
Yeah, I like what you said there. I mean, both teams are in the upper echelon of the conference. but they really dominated that matchup. We'll see if that continues to be the case tonight.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. Raptors lead by 6. And let's hear from Tyson Chandler. He talked about what he brings to this team.
I do a lot that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. That's what I pride myself on. You know, some nights you're not going to get the ball, but you still can be effective on the floor. Whether that's rebounding, playing defense, hustling, trying to create extra shots for your team. Whatever it is necessary that I feel like help my team get a win.
Chandler has long been the kind of player all coaches want on their team. He's the definition, Greg, of an unselfish player who doesn't care about his ego or his stats.
And he knows that and prides himself on it. That also makes him the kind of player his teammates appreciate so much. Because they know nobody wins any rings without a guy like Tyson Chandler on the team.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. What do you guys think about the Raptors here in this one?
And it's really about limiting their mistakes. And early on, they've been able to do that here in the first.
And guys, I like what I've seen from them on the other end, forcing a few giveaways, and that's allowed them to widen that turnover margin.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So for Chicago right now, Garnett out there with Rudy Gay. Then it's Lawson. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. And it's Levine in at the 2. The Bulls shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
This season, in general, has not been kind to them at the free throw line. Only about 71%.
Guys, we haven't seen the type of numbers out of them at the line that we'd come to expect, especially after last season.
And Toronto had a strong season against the East last year. They would end up with 33 wins against their own conference and earn that 4 seed in the East.
And the Raptors did play the other East teams well, went 500 against the rest of the Eastern Conference playoff teams too.
And despite that, we know the Raptors had a disappointing playoff run to end the year, but I thought they still showed that they are a power in the East by having another strong season against the conference.
Pass to Garnett. That one falls, coming off Lawson's feet.
I love the low post attack on that one.
Bledsoe kicks to Durant. Garnett with the block. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. For 3, Durant. Good. Durant's got 11 points.
I mean, he was great in his last game, Clark, and clearly he has not lost that love and field.
Lawson dishes to Jordan. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Tim Duncan picks one up.
You know, a career high for DeAndre Jordan in free throw attempts a game, almost 6 a game. A lot of those actually came from the Hacker-Jordan tactic.
As you said, Greg, Hacker-Jordan was in full effect last year. Not a great thing to watch, obviously, but a viable strategy given his career free throw percentage.
And what's funny about the Hacker-Jordan is that it usually works in his favor. Historically, when Jordan shoots over 10 free throws a game, his team almost always wins.
We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. And Fareed kicks to Ingles. Fareed the pass to Bledsoe. Good on the shot.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Shooting one. One thing about Eric Bledsoe, he made it clear he wanted to be paid like an upper-tier player. And that led to quite a negotiation between he and the Suns last year. Ultimately, the two sides agreed to a 5-year, $70 million deal.
Talking about Eric Bledsoe's contract, many insiders felt like it was too much for a sporadic talent. We knew that he was the good backup in Los Angeles with the Clippers and going to Phoenix in a more prominent role. But he went on to have a dynamic season, proving that, Greg, and you know this position so well, he has the ability to be one of the best league's combo guards.
I agree. I mean, consistency will tell the tale when it comes to Bledsoe. I mean, the rebounds and assists, the averages were up last year, but his shooting percentages were down. So is Bledsoe a near max level player?
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And guys, mark that play right there, because that could be the one that leads to a surge to break this thing wide open.
That's good. 13 points for Kevin Durant.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Levine dishes to Jordan. Look at that. Jordan.
Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
I tell you what, I like that, though, guys. Some coaches might not want you to make a play like that, but I tell you what, when you got the skills like that, I say go for it.
Forget about finesse and agility. This big fella's all about power and force.
Paul kicks to Gay. Back to Paul. To the inside. Deflects the pass. Jordan the pass to Levine. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Jordan's got 3 assists now in this one. Toronto leading by 3. And it's Bledsoe off the drive. Stolen by Levine. Wide open look. Poked away.
I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
And he gets it to go. 17 points for Kevin Durant.
Can't be any surprise to you that Tim Duncan, folks, last year became the leading rebounder of all active players. Passed up Kevin Garnett for that honorable distinction. We're talking 15,000 rebounds total over 18 seasons.
And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Bulls moving the ball around. It's Gay with the drive. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Gay's got 12. The Raptors have gone 6 of 10 from the floor here in the second quarter. Duncan dishes to Durant. Passes to Fareed. He feeds it to Ingles. Back to Fareed. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And guys, it's easy to forget sometimes just how young Kevin Durant still is. I mean, last season, he became the second youngest player to get to 15,000 points.
For Durant getting to 15,000 points, the only player, Clark, to do it quicker was LeBron James.
Yeah, and it's even more impressive when you realize that Durant did spend 1 year in college, Kevin. You take a year off his age, and he and LeBron got to that point plateau in virtually the same amount of time. Well done again. He doesn't have the same problems at the line that plague some of the NBA's other big men.
Paul kicks to Jordan. Rudy Gay on the wing. And he elevates for the slam dunk. Kenneth Fareed did not like that happening.
Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
I tell you what, I like that, though, guys. Some coaches might not want you to make a play like that, but I tell you what, when you got the skills like that, I say go for it.
And then Gay with the jam. Putting on a show for these people.
I cannot believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Are you kidding me?
Tell you what, Mama always said, if you got it, flaunt it.
Let it fly. Let it fly.
Mama said that, huh? Here's Paul. after Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago.
How about that move? Is this guy special or what? Just love watching him operate inside.
It's Durant on the wing. He's got 19, and it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Durant. Chicago making some changes. JaVale McGee comes in for Jordan, and Derek Williams subbed in for Rudy Gay. And then for Toronto, Caspi comes in for Kenneth Faried, and Cole subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. Here's Levine, and a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. It's Durant with the drive. Lets a floater go. Kicks it out to Ellis. Lets it go from deep. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Well, they've really cranked up the intensity, tracking down those loose caroms, stacking up second chance buckets in a big pile.
Yeah, and those hustle points are just another reason they're in control.
Here's Levine. 37 points in the win against the Mavericks in Dallas.
And how about the extraordinary display of his passing in that game? He was making all the right decisions and had their offense humming.
Toronto's gone a very strong 4 for 5 from three-point land in the ball game.
You know, Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
And the slam dunk by McGee.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
And the jam by Levine.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
Oh, and a fast break for the Bulls. Paul with the ball, and Durant sends it back to the paint. Here's Ellis. Outside for Durant. And it's JaVale McGee with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
Ty Lawson, he's checked in for Levine. Here's Durant. The shot misses. And it's Chicago the other way. Lawson outside. Kicks it to Chandler. Caspi gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. There's 39 seconds left in the first half. McGee, the pass to Williams. The shot by Chandler, wide open. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Chandler's got the lead up to 2 now for Chicago. Durant kicks to Teletovic. Chandler with the steal. 20 seconds left to play here in the half. Paul against Ellis. Paul kicks to McGee. Just 5 to shoot. Chandler dishes to Paul. A 3-ball. The shot is off. And we're through the first half of basketball here in what's been a good one. Bulls out front, leading by just 2. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Yes, gentlemen, I'm here with Tyson Chandler. And Tyson, what was the difference between the first and second quarter in terms of the adjustments?
Well, we did a better job of getting back in transition. You know, they took a lot of three-point shots and made them.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And an exhilarating first half, to be sure. Welcome back. I'm Ernie Johnson. Some excellent work early from Rudy Gay. He had 16 points and 1 steal. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
Well, they called the right plays.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started. Back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We're going to sit right here and wait for the end of the game.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
The way he was able to attack the rim in that first half. Defenders are going to need to start building walls and being connected defensively if they want to have any chance to stop him.
Now, come on, Greg. That's much easier said than done when he's the penetrator. I mean, his speed and agility make him extremely tough to cover.
Setting the floor for the Raptors. Durant is out there with Kenneth Faried. Then there's Ellis. Then there's Bledsoe. And it's Duncan in at the 5 down low.
And really, the Bulls weathered a lot of injuries last season and still had a good showing in the East. Came away with the 3 seed when many thought they would sink down after missing so many games from key players.
Raptors leading by 3. Durant attacking, and the wide open shot from Bledsoe. That's good, and a nice assist from Durant. And that's now 11 points for Eric Bledsoe. Second half just getting started, about a minute played. And the Bulls did end up with the 3rd seed in the East, 33 of their 50 wins last year, Clark, coming in the Eastern Conference.
But it wasn't an even distribution of those wins for the Bulls. Against their own division in the Southeast, they played 500 basketball. They got their good in-conference record from feasting on the Atlantic teams, taking 16 wins and 18 games against that division. All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force of this run.
And the points are starting to add up in a hurry, especially when you're giving up those looks from deep.
Now here's Jordan. KG, that's good.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the 3rd.
Durant, the pass to Duncan. And it's blocked by Jordan. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here. The Raptors making a switch here. Ingles is checked in. Knocked loose. And throw the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last. Let's bring up the 2K leaderboard to show you the teams leading the league in assists this season. Number 1, the Bulls.
The beauty of watching this team is seeing the ball move around the court. It doesn't stick. That's why they're at the top of that list.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Faried goes in. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Well, the one word you can use to describe the Raptors postseason last year, disaster. I mean, Greg, nothing went right for them.
Yeah, I mean, after that great regular season, they were completely just manhandled by the Wizards, swept out of the first round in 4 straight.
Here's Levine, 15 points in the game. Jordan with the screen on Bledsoe. Shot is good, and the Toronto lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Garnett.
That is really poor defensive awareness. I mean, he's one guy you don't want to give any space to. You've got to stay attached and connected.
Now here's Faried. 10 points for him. And Paul with a clear path to the hoop. It's good, and it's his 6th make against 11 attempts.
The signature bucket for him on that possession. They can get themselves in front quickly with a few more like that.
Ellis kicks to Faried. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. The Bulls shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. Free throw good, Levine.
Hey, for Zach LaVine, the dunk contest last season was his coming out party to the world. He put on a show that everybody in the NBA was buzzing about.
And for Levine and his dunking, if you saw him in college or last season, you knew he was a very special player in the air.
Well, Levine can be one of the great all-time dunkers with his height and ability to lift off. He gets airborne so effortlessly that there are few that can match his power and finesse once he's airborne. Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Now here's Paul. He's got 15. And the foul on Eric Bledsoe. That's his first foul.
First personal foul.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Inside, Ellis. The rebound by Garnett. Bulls trail by 5. Stolen by Bledsoe. Duncan outside. Shoots. And no good. Trying to use the glass. Bulls have gone 3 of 7 on field goals.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia. And so here's Toronto after the Bulls pick up 2. Ellis dishes to Ingles. 6 to shoot. Bledsoe. And it's blocked by Jordan. Oh, and here comes Gay all alone. Good, and Paul gets the assist. 18 points for Rudy Gay.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And the jam by Levine. Guys, we're not through 3 quarters of play, but 6 lead changes already in this one.
Yeah, it's been a really good game for sure. I mean, it looks like it's going to stay tight throughout.
Yeah, competitive, and I think we all can agree that we thought this would be the type of game that would come down to the end.
Here's Bledsoe after the Bulls pick up 2. Duncan can't hit. Great offensive performance they're putting on.
You see the benefit of knocking down baskets consecutively because it leads to the confidence growing and growing.
And guys, we call that the zone because that's where they are right now. They are in a zone, and I'm sure they feel unstoppable.
And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for Toronto?
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Another part of their game that's made a difference tonight is all the second chance points they've been able to get.
And injuries, once again, were a central theme of the Bulls season last year. Losing Rose was one thing, but then having Jimmy Butler lose a lot of time put them in such a tough spot.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. JaVale McGee's checked in for Jordan. Chandler comes in for Kevin Garnett. Derek Williams, he checked in for Levine. And Ty Lawson subbed in for Paul. Then for the Raptors, Mirza Teletovic is checked in for Duncan. Caspi comes in for Fareed. And it's Norris Cole in for Monte Ellis. And for the Bulls and injuries, a lot of teams plan for these types of things. There's only so much Clark you can do to mitigate losing your starting backcourt.
But I tell you, great respect and admiration for the Bulls for how they fought through the difficulty. I mean, their front court did what they could. The injuries, once again, I thought turned the Bulls from championship contenders to just a playoff team.
And Toronto has possession. The Bulls getting the bucket.
Rising high to throw that one down.
Sky high. Fantastic one-hand jam.
Nice way there, guys, to finish up that possession.
And it's McGee with the jam.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop there with that one-hand tomahawk slam?
No good from Caspi. The Bulls leading by 3. Williams kicks to Lawson. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. And that one's good.
Yeah, sloppy D there. You can't let him get the ball in his hands down there.
Extremely untidy on the defensive end. I mean, when he gets it in that close, that's an easy bucket.
Into the Bulls, shooting has been brilliant in this game. 67% from the floor. And out of bounds as the Bulls take possession. Well, when you think of the great playmakers in league history, John Stockton per game averaged double-digit dimes. Think of this, for his career, 15,806 career assists. A record you knew right off would stand for a very long time.
And guys, you know, you look up point guard in the dictionary, and there's a nice little picture of John Stockton there. I mean, he is an unreal distributor. Control the game like no one ever has before or since. It's no coincidence that Utah never missed the playoffs in any of the 19 seasons that John Stockton was at the helm.
There's 47 seconds left in the third quarter. Chandler with a screen from McGee. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark.
And with the time left, they still can go 2 for 1.
Boy, they've got to do it fast. They must hurry from here.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here.
Well, close to picking that one off.
Still a nice play to make sure that pass didn't reach its target.
We've got 33 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. And with that, the Chicago lead is cut to just 5 points on the basket from Cole.
Couldn't run the inbound play any better than right there.
It's Gay on the way. Guarded by Bledsoe. And Durant sends it back. Stolen by McGee.
Raptors foul ball. Kevin Durant.
First trip to the line for him here.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low number.
And somehow it's become a real struggle at the free throw line. He's lost his way there. I mean, he's not having anywhere near the same success he had there last season.
There's 14 seconds left to play in the third. Durant attacking. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. This is his third free throw attempt of the game. That's good from Durant. 7 seconds left in the third. And that does it for the third. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. That'll be a 5-second call.
Toronto ball.
Off the inbound. And a miss there off the inbound. Chicago leading by 4. Ball out there with Levine. Then it's Jordan. Then there's Rudy Gay. And it's Chandler in at the power forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Again, Durant missing. And Chicago shooting an incredible 64% from the field in this game. Here's Levine. And he goes in for the dunk. Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying hard to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation points. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Yeah, I would have to say there are a lot of questions right now from a defensive standpoint. That's for sure. They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Man, they came out smoking here from beyond.
And, Greg, as hot as they are from out there, absolutely no reason at all not to just keep letting them fly.
Durant against Paul. Screen by Duncan. Here's Durant. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Durant's got 4 this quarter.
That's what this team needs right now. Solid scoring chances.
Here's Levine. He's guarded by Ellis. Offensive rebound. Chandler. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And he's just going all out to get the second chance points. Just a terrific finish.
There was no one that was going to prevent MGA from converting that one.
Well, clearly this is the kind of game that could come down to 1 or 2 plays, and he wants to be the guy to make those plays.
And Kevin Durant with the slam.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. And during this timeout, I'm sure they'll be hydrating themselves with Gatorade. All the effort out there on the floor. And these timeouts can be such a huge factor in getting a short rest and recharging the battery. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
I was able to listen in on what Chicago's coach was going over with his team. He told them the game is right there for the taking, fellas, but we've got to be first. First to lose balls, first to the rim. We have to give our all right here. Kevin, now's the time.
Thanks, Doris. And then Gabe with the dunk.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Guys, this one is threatening to get really ugly. Oh, great defense. They anticipated the play and got there first.
And not afraid to put his body on the line either, Greg. He took a shot for the team in that situation.
Now here's Paul. Jordan the pass to Gay. A drive by Paul. Goes up on the wing. And good. Roughing was that time as it falls. And it's a 7-point Bulls lead. Toronto, they've gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Cole dishes to Durant. Drops one in from the wing. Durant's got 13 points in the second half.
Boy, he's making it look really easy right now. I expect him to continue to run the offense through him until the defense makes him change plans.
Here's Levine. Can't get it to go. Ellis with some nice D. Raptors trail by 5. Inside, it's deflected. It's Durant with the drive. Here's Duncan. That's good. And a nice assist from Durant. Durant's got assist number 5 here tonight.
I mean, you never expect to get opportunities that easy coming down the stretch of a tight game.
Pass to Jordan. Takes it up with both hands and grips it down.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
DeAndre Jordan has been extremely productive over 7 years. That makes it even more unbelievable that there was some question, Clark, as to his commitment to basketball coming into the league.
Yeah, you know, on talent and athleticism alone, he would have been a top 10 pick for sure, but he slipped to the second round, and he's made good on it.
Eric Bledsoe's checked in for the Raptors.
And watching DeAndre Jordan, he's really refined his game over the years without losing the athleticism. He's that rubbery, long-limbed athlete that transcends age. And so far, I've seen 0 drop-off in his leaping ability and quickness, but no question he's improved his skills and IQ.
And both free throws good for Durant.
And talking about DeAndre Jordan, he is displaying an energy level that many scouts wondered if he had. Let's face it, he underachieved a bit in his 1 year in college. He knows that. But when it's come time to do it at the highest level, DeAndre has risen to the occasion.
Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Bulls.
You know, I thought maybe they'd cool off a bit at halftime, but they've continued to bury the jump shots.
They've also been pounding it inside tonight and coming away with a lot of points in the paint. I call those PIPs.
Now here's Ellis. It's Durant on the wing. They grab their own miss. And Bledsoe, here we go. And it's blocked by Jordan. And he lobs it up toward the rim. Gay can't get it to go.
Oh, it was a nice gamble, Kevin, but he just couldn't get it to go in.
Outside Durant. Ellis kicks to Bledsoe and stolen by Gay. Here's Levine, guarded by Bledsoe. A 3 from Gay. Another miss by Gay. Raptors trail by 5. The dish now to Duncan for three. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Kay's got his third rebound on the night.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
Now here's Garnett. Paul. Duncan with the block. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Duncan.
Remains Chicago ball.
Shot clock at 5. Paul with the bucket.
Just Mr. Reliable again here today, Kevin. I mean, they need his points, and he's producing.
Durant with a wide open look. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Bledsoe's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Paul passes to Gay. Fires the three. Toronto grabs the miss. Durant's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Banked in off the glass. Durant's got 38 points.
No matter what the score is, his attitude has been perfect. I love his disposition. He has stayed in attack mode.
The drive by Gay. And he slams it down right on top of him.
Wow, what a clever pass that time by Chris Paul.
Outside for Durant. The pass to Fareed. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
It's as if the defenses have just given up.
Yeah, you know, the pace has only picked up the deeper we've gotten into this game, which is remarkable. It speaks to the endurance and stamina of these teams. And it's also been a lot of fun to watch. You know, Paul is playing really well. He's got 21 points and 9 assists. The assists have been coming for him, along with putting some numbers up from the foul line, too.
Yeah, I love the unselfishness and then also the tremendous focus that's been on display.
So the first one drops, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
Can you believe the job they're doing at the foul line since halftime? I mean, they've been perfect so far.
Yeah, as cool as can be, Clark. Great focus and efficiency. That's how they built this lead.
And so both free throws are good, and it's a 5-point game.
Wow, I tell you what, those free throws will give them some much-needed Breathing room, 2-possession game now.
Ellis outside, got a piece of it. Dishes it to Durant. Bledsoe kicks to Duncan, shakes him. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Durant with the steal. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, hammers the alley-oop through.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And guys, mark that play right there, because that could be the one that leads to a surge to break this thing wide open. And that's exactly how they've gotten the lead right here. Easily, he's been their most consistent performer.
As simple as it gets. He's hitting everything he's looked at. Keep feeding the fire.
The drive by Paul. Solid as a rock from 20 feet away. And now a 7-point Bulls lead.
This switch has definitely been flipped to on this quarter, guys.
Durant just inside the line. Rebound by the Bulls. Now Gabe. Ball outside. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. And the Bulls lead by 10.
Didn't take their time in wrapping this game up. They came out with a sense of urgency.
Nice ending spurt to polish it off. Once they had him on the ropes, they started throwing haymakers at him.
Knockout blow. And that's just a little more for these fans to cheer about as they get ready to celebrate a W.
Well, let the party start. The celebration begins, and they're going to let their guys hear it.
Here's Levine. From deep. Misses. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
They certainly put on a good show here at home, and I think they felt they had the edge. And
yes, Kevin, what was your mindset from the get-go tonight?
The 2K.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson joined by Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Now, he had a tremendous first half, and that clearly inspired the whole team after halftime. Gave him a big lift.
He had a sensational night shooting the ball. Over 60% reminds me of myself. If you're shooting over 60%, you're playing smart. You're being aggressive, and you're creating opportunities.
And, folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.